Hey students, today we are going to discuss about the Earth's rotation. Okay, so if you look at the picture, this picture, you can see that this red line running through the middle of the Earth, this is the axis. Okay, it is an imaginary line that the Earth spins around like a rod holding a globe. Okay, so the Earth spins around on its axis once every day. Daytime is when one part of the Earth faces the sun. When that part of the Earth faces away from the sun, it is nighttime. Okay, so we can say that the movement of the Earth spinning on its axis is called rotation, and Earth completes one full rotation every 24 hours. Okay, so, because the Earth is round ball, the sun can only light up one side at a time. Okay, which we can say that day and night. When your part of the Earth is facing the sun, you are in the light. Okay, and as the Earth spins, your part eventually faces away from the sun and into the darkness. Okay, so here we have some question and you have to answer this. So, what do we call the movement of Earth on its axis? Yes, correct answer is rotation. Remember, rotation is for spinning, which is day and night, while revolution is for traveling around the sun. Okay, so the correct answer is rotation. Okay, so the next is what happens when the Earth rotates on its axis? What happens when the Earth rotates on its axis? Yes, day and night. As Earth spins like a top, one side gets light from the sun, which is day, and while the other side is in the dark, which is night. Okay? So, how long does one rotation on Earth's axis take? Yes, 24 hours or 1 day. This is the exact amount of time it takes for Earth to spin around one full time so that the sun appears in the same spot in the sky again. Okay? Okay, day and night. So this basically explains why we have day and night and gives us some cool facts about the sun. Okay? So the earth rotates about its axis once every 24 hours. The occurrence of day and night is due to the earth rotating on its axis. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, the sun rays only hit one side of the earth at a time. These are the sun rays. Wait, this. And it only hit one part of the earth. Okay, so you can say that this is the daytime. This is the side of the earth facing the sun. It is bright because it is catching the sunlight, this part. Okay, and nighttime, this is the side. This is the side facing away from the sun. It is the earth's own shadow, making it dark. Okay? So, because the earth spins every 24 hours, we move from the light side to the dark side and back again every single day. Okay? Okay. So, brightness of the sun and the stars. Okay. The sun is the center of our solar system. Earth and seven other planets orbit the sun. The sun is a ball of hot gas that gives off light energy. Without the sun, there would be no life on Earth. One viewed from Earth, the sun looks like a bright ball in the sky. Okay? So, the sun is much more than just a yellow circle in the sky. Okay, you can say that it is the boss of our solar system. The earth and seven other planets all travel around it. Okay, and it is not solid like the earth. It is a massive glowing ball of hot gas, and it provides of light and heat energy. Without the sun, our planet would be a frozen dark rock and nothing could live here. Okay? Okay. Star is an enormous ball of hot gas in space that gives off energy. Star is basically a giant hot ball of gas that creates its own light and energy like our sun. Okay? A planet is large round object that orbits a star. So, planet is a big round object that travels around a star, okay? And a moon is an object that orbits a planet, like a smaller object that travels around a planet, okay? So the next one is identify phases of the moon. Okay, the phases of the moon or lunar phase is the sun-like shape of the moon we see from Earth. Okay, here are the 8 phases. Okay, you can say that the phase of the moon is just how much of the moon's lit side we can see from Earth as it moves around us. Okay, the first one is new moon. The moon is between the earth and the sun, so it only lit by light reflected from sun. Like the moon is between earth and the sun, the side facing us is dark, so we can't really see it. Okay? So the next one is waxing crescent. The thin crescent thickens. A tiny silver starts to appear on the right side. Okay? First quarter. Half of the moon is lit because the moon is 90-degree relative to the sun. This phase is called the first quarter because the moon is a quarter of the way through the cycle. Okay? Like the moon looks like a half circle. It is one quarter of the way through its trip. Okay? So the next one is waxing gibbous. The moon is more than half lit. Okay, like the moon is mostly lit, but not quite a full circle yet. Okay, full moon. The moon is 180 degrees, which is in a line with the earth and sun, and is fully lit. Okay, the earth is between the sun and moon. We see the entire lit side as a bright circle. Okay, so waning gibbous. Over half the lunar phase is lit, but less is visible each night. Okay? Like the light starts to shrink, it is still more than half lit, but getting smaller. And the third quarter, half of the moon is lit. This is the half that was dark at first quarter. Like we see a half circle again, but it's the opposite side from the first quarter. Okay? And the last one is waning crescent. The silver of the moon thins, like a final thin silver of the light before it disappears back into a new moon. Okay? Okay. Go through this diagram properly so that you can know the phases of the moon. Okay? So, so the next one is solar eclipse. Okay. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth. When the sun moves and earth line up exactly, it causes a total eclipse. This is because the diameter of the sun is 400 times that of the moon. But coincidentally, it also 400 times further away. So, you can say that in very easy wording, a solar eclipse happen when the sun, moon, and earth line up perfectly in the exact order, like in this diagram. The first is sun, the second is moon, and the third is earth. Okay? So, and in this phase, moon act as a shield. Like it passes right between the sun and the earth. Okay? And it blocking the light even though the moon is much smaller than the sun. It is much closer to us, so it can perfectly cover the sun and turn day into a fake night for a few minutes. Okay? So, during an eclipse, the moon temporarily covers the sun, blocking out the daylight for a short period and casting a shadow on part of the earth. There are two parts to this shadow: the umbra, where sunlight is blocked completely and a total eclipse is experienced, and the penumbra, where only some sunlight is blocked and the partial eclipse is experienced. Okay? Okay, as you see in the diagram, the moon cast a shadow on Earth. This shadow had two different parts, like this one and this one. Okay, so the umbra. This is the dark inner part of the shadow. If you are standing here, the moon blocks the sun completely. It gets very dark and cold, like this. This is okay. This is umbra, and this one is penumbra. This is the lighter outer part of the shadow. If you are standing here, the moon only blocks parts of the sun, so it looks like a bite has been taken out of it. Okay? Okay. Constellations. A constellation is a group of stars. It forms to recognize patterns. It can be seen from Earth. There are around 88 constellations. Constellations are used for mapping night sky. Okay?